Stay tuned for another episode of Good News Glynn coming up next. All right, welcome to Good News Glynn. I'm here with Mr. Bill Fallon, County Manager for Glynn County. We're so excited to have you for another episode of Good News Glynn.
All right, it's great to be back. How's the summer going so far?
Going well, thank you. Yes. How was your 4th?
It's fantastic. We really another great 4th here in Glynn County. The fireworks that were on St. Simon's Island, again, spectacular. We had the merchants down there actually this year sponsored a band too, so we actually had a band that was out there at the casino playing before the fireworks, and then good another 20-25 minutes of it seemed just like a constant grand finale. That's how good those fireworks are. So just another great night for us.
That's awesome. Yes, wonderful night, great week for everybody. So I'm so glad. Yeah. So after the 4th, tell us about, we're in the month of July. What's going on now?
Well, just cruising through the summer, and so things start to settle down. It was actually pretty amazing to see July 6th, I guess. So the 4th was on a Friday. Very busy that week, including the 4th on St. Simon's in particular. But then really on July 5th, it seemed like a lot of people just, it wasn't nearly as crowded on the 5th moving forward. So that typically is the season for us. We get, it's pretty busy in late May, June, and then July. And then we start to see it taper off a little bit after the 4th of July. And that's what we saw again this year.
That's good. That's good. We want the big crowds, but it's nice when everybody returns home as well. So
yeah, it sure is. Well, I'll tell you, next year's 250. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Probably put a work group together just with some ideas. Talk to some of the merchants down there. I think we probably could do maybe an all-day music thing. So maybe start around noon with some music down at the casino. We talked to the vendor that does the fireworks for us. And I think they can, if we go, we have to go through the procurement process. But if we pick up on them or whoever we use, probably do a little bit more next year with fireworks, and then also set it to music, which I think would be really cool for us to do. So a lot more I think that we can do. The golf cart parade, we had the road race earlier, so both were pretty fun this year. But again, next year, I think it'll be on a Saturday too. It'll be the 250th birthday for the nation. So we gotta be prepared and make it a good event for us, for everybody in the community.
Yes, that's something to look forward to, and a lot of planning, and it sounds like it's going to be amazing. So a little mini music festival, maybe.
Yeah, something. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? The county actually is going to be 250 years in February, the following February. So February of 2027, Glynn County will be 250 years old. So we're working on that too. We want to maybe do something at the historic courthouse or something to celebrate the semi-sesquicentennial of Glynn County in 2027.
Wow, that's huge. That's big. Right. So yeah, that's very exciting. Wow, we're lucky to live in such a wonderful place and a lot to celebrate.
It is. It's great. Sure. And we, another thing we had I talked about. I'm sorry. Another thing that mentioned that we've talked about in the past too is our Friday Night Hoops program. So we just wrapped that up actually this past Friday night. So my goal was 80 to 100 kids. We had about 80 kids show up each week this year. A lot of kids, some great times out there with the kids. We have fantastic sponsors and volunteers. So this year, I think we want to purchase in about 40 pairs of shoes for kids that needed them. And then we also, every night we had about 90 meals that we gave away to the kids, and some of them got to take stuff home for the weekend. So another great success story when it comes to Friday Night Hoops. And I can't thank the sponsors and our volunteers enough. Just it's really tremendous to see that impact and just see the looks, on some of these kids' faces when they have a lot of fun. Like I said, it gives them something to do on Friday nights other than just being out in the streets.
Absolutely. Yeah. What a great new tradition, a new that you're starting and continuing every summer. That's going to be amazing. So, yeah, we love the show. If everybody caught the show, was it two shows ago, I think, or was it last show? Yeah.
It might have been, yeah,
That we
yeah,
interviewed you, and then we had some of the players and some of the volunteers. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot
that's
of
right.
fun.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, today we have Brittany Dozier and Tonya Moran. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So Brittany just came on. We were able to kind of take her away from the Board of Education. So she was the public information officer for the school board. And she's well known in the community. She's from here. She worked actually at the Brunswick News for a little while. She worked at the college. So very very ingrained in the community. So we're lucky to have her, and we're looking forward to everything she can do for us, just to help us get the message out on everything that we do. Glynn County, help us with our transparency efforts, and we think we have the right person there. So we're looking forward to that. I think you'll enjoy talking to her. And then afterwards is Tonya Moran. So Tonya Moran is one of those people that's just kind of behind the scenes all the time. She works really, really hard. She's just a tremendous asset to Glynn County. She actually in her position now, we've upgraded her to a chief of staff position, but she's taken on kind of a role to kind of help the commissioners too with a lot of their projects that they have. As you know, we got some pretty engaged commissioners, and they have a lot of great ideas. And so it's just a matter of helping me and helping our department heads kind of track some of the stuff that they want to do in line with our strategic plan. So she's helping us there, and I think you'll enjoy talking to her. But again, she does a lot of work behind the scenes, and she would be very hard to replace. She actually does the work of a couple people. So hopefully you enjoy talking to her.
Oh, we're looking forward to that. We enjoy Tonya. She's great at coordinating, helping to coordinate these shows. And I know she wears a lot of hats, and now chief of staff. It's very exciting. So we can't wait to talk with her. Yes. Anything else for July that you want to mention?
Yeah, sure. A couple big projects that we have. So we're wrapping up some of the existing projects. Hopefully that Canal Road roundabout, we already did the widening out there. So hopefully the roundabout finishes up pretty soon. We had Buc-ee's open up last month. But there's some road improvements that we're working with GDOT on at the spur and 99, because that's a pretty dangerous intersection. So hopefully by the end of July, we'll have some improvements done out there by GDOT. So we're excited about that. Much needed. Coast Guard Beach, we hope to start clearing land at the end of July, and then get a shovel in the ground sometime in August. We'll talk more maybe in coming months about our plans out there for the Coast Guard Beach project. As you know, that project, we got $3 million from DNR in a grant. We got another $1 million from the state for the lifeguard tower. And then the rest of that project is being paid for by accommodation excise tax. So it's really the tourists that are coming here that and then the state that's really paying for that project for us. So we're pretty fortunate there. We also have another project at the St. Simons Island Marina, where we're going to do some much needed improvement out there. And just, one of the things I just wanted to mention about how we're funding that, we actually got about $2.2 million from the Golden Ray settlement. And so we're going to put that into to that marina. As you know, it was actually used by the workers during the time that the Golden Ray was being salvaged. And then the rest is, again, accommodation excise tax money. So a couple of big projects that we have that are being paid for really by people that don't live in Glynn County. So we're excited about that we're able to find those resources and use those dollars that we get from people that come here, enjoy the area, but again, they chip in as well with some of the projects that we have. And so those are two things. I would like to mention on the public safety side, so police, we're up to 106 officers, which is great. When Chief Ebner came in about 2 years ago, we were in the 80s. And in fact, I think in January of 2024, we were down to 82 officers. So now we're at 106. And so we're getting up there. We got the 2 motorcycle units, so people can see those out on the road, the 2 Harleys. And then we got the e-bikes as well, so they're out and about. And then lastly, with the fire department, they're at full staff. So first time in quite a long time that the fire department is at full staff. So Chief D. Cristofalo is actually doing a fantastic job of recruiting and retention out there as well. So things are going well in Glynn County across the board.
Yes, sounds amazing. Thank you for the update, and thank you for explaining where the funding is coming from. Because, as you know, some people say, "Oh, the county's spending 7 million," and that's not exactly right. It's broken down and coming from three different departments, really, three different
Mhm.
sources. So,
Yeah.
thank you for explaining that. So, yeah, that's helpful and much needed.
The one thing too, and we're all about transparency. So I see some of those comments as well. And sometimes people just don't have all of the information that they need. But if you go on our website, our budget is posted, and we update it every night. And so anybody that wants to take a look, we're pretty lean across the board, in my opinion. And like I said, we try and get as many grant dollars as we can. We try and get as many. Um, as much funds as we can from other sources, whether it be accommodation excise tax or even state funds, like I mentioned. But really, just across the board, just trying to do our best to help Glynn County. But as far as fiscal responsibility goes, I think that you can see that we do. We're very transparent in everything we do. And if anybody's got any ideas, share them with me. We're happy to talk through them. You can look, like I said, you can look at our budget, take a look anytime, and just if you got some ideas, my email's on the website. Just shoot me a message, and glad to get some solutions instead of just always complaints that might be out there.
Right. Excellent point. Yeah. And, yes, you can email you and people have ideas, but it is all on the website. You can literally line item by line item, the budget is there. So you can really see all of that on the website. So thank you for reminding everybody about that. Let's talk for just a quick second about e-bikes. We were talking about, the police and e-bikes and the motorcycle, all the different ways that they get around. But at least on the island, I know there's been some issues with e-bikes versus regular bikes versus walking and all of that. Can you address that a little bit?
Yeah, it's been a challenge for us, and so we're actually updating our ordinance. And so the final version will go to the Board of Commissioners on July 17th. And so when they get that, then we'll publish it, certainly. And then it gives us a little bit more teeth. It gives the police department a little bit more ability to do some more enforcement. So there's different levels of e-bikes, level 1, level 2, depending on the speeds, whether or not they can ride them on the sidewalks. But there's going to be a capability for them to start citing people, and so those sites, the tickets can actually start to increase too if there's repeat offenders that are out there. But it comes down to it really comes down to a lot of times it's kids, and so we just want we want the parents to be engaged and make sure their kids are polite and responsible when they're riding the scooters or the e-bikes. But then also, we have a lot of visitors that are here. There's a lot of things that people don't necessarily understand when it comes to bikes, e-bikes, and scooters. But the one thing to keep in mind is really even at intersections, people should be jumping off their bikes. They should be walking them across the intersections, that type of thing. But I think for the most part, people will be happy at least that we have an ordinance in place that's going to make it a little bit more restrictive when it comes to the use of e-bikes and scooters on our pathways as opposed to sidewalks, because there's some legal definitions there for pathways versus sidewalks. And so the other thing too on St. Simon, some of these streets are narrow, so we don't necessarily want bicycles out in the street, because that is actually going to make it more unsafe and actually make probably traffic worse. But when it comes down to it, the police officers now are going to have a little bit more to act on. But then also, they still have that discretion when it comes to people that are just being, acting inappropriately, whether it be on an e-bike or a regular bike. And
Right.
so we're going to try and get a little bit more enforcement with our police department out there.
Good. Thank you for that update. Yes, we look forward to seeing the ordinance and how that, might affect everyone in the area. So thank you for that. Yes. Anything else before we move on to Miss Dozier?
Yeah, no, I think like I said, you'll be happy to talk to Brittany. She did a great job throughout the interviewing process, but we've seen her work. We worked with her while she was at the school board, so we know her. We know that she's going to do a great job for us. And then, like I said, you could talk to Tonya as well. Glad I had to prod Tonya a little bit to go on. So she's a little bit reserved, but she does a lot for us. So I really wanted to give her the opportunity to at least get out there and tell you a little bit about herself and the work that she's doing.
Yes, I can't wait. She's awesome. And so I'd love to hear more about her and this new position as Chief of Staff. So thank you so much. And we look forward to next time.
All right. We'll see you in August. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Stay tuned. The new Communications Director, Brittany Dozier, is coming up next. Welcome back to Good News Glynn. I'm here with Brittany Dozier, Communications Director for Glynn County. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell us about yourself. You are new with Glynn County, but you were with the Board of Education. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I was the public relations specialist for Glynn County Schools for the last 7.5 years. In that role, I handled all communications for the district and for all schools. That included being the webmaster for the district as well as all schools and for all social media.
Okay. Wow. All schools, social media, all of that. So you come with a lot of experience. Tell us a little about you, your background, a little bit more personal stuff.
All right. I was born and raised in Albany, Georgia, and I've been here in Brunswick for the last 12 years. My career started, I'll start back. I am a Georgia Southern Eagle alumni, obviously, and I graduated with a degree in journalism. And then I got my first start here in Brunswick as a reporter for the Brunswick News, and then eventually made my way up to be the lifestyle editor. And after a couple of years there, I made a transition over into higher ed and started working for the College of Coastal Georgia. And once a great opportunity opened up for the school board, I joined on as the public relations specialist, and I've been there ever since until now.
Okay. So what made you want to make the jump over to the Board of Commissioners and the county?
I just wanted to expand my reach, wanted to help the community in any way I could. And I'm just excited now to serve this community and the opportunity to contribute my skills and experience to make a bigger impact.
Yes. Well, this is the right place to be because the county is so big and there's so much, as you know, so much going on and talk about all of that. So it's a good time to be part of the team.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay. Well, tell us about what's your biggest role? I know you've only been there a few days, but what do you think is going to be your biggest role moving forward, or something that you're excited about working on?
Well, at this current moment, I'm excited to help with the assisting with rolling out the new website. I've had a lot of experience with the school board with rolling out 2 websites, and I'm really excited to get them to the finished product and launching this summer. So,
yes, that's so exciting. Is there an official date? I know we keep talking about it's coming, but is there an official date?
No, there's no official date, but it will be here by the end of the summer. So be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Exactly. That sounds great. Okay. So what else?
As far as my position goes, I'm just looking forward to just getting a deeper dive into the community, just learning more about the roles that everyone plays here in the building, and then just meeting more community members that I haven't had the opportunity to talk to from the school side of things. So it's just, getting excited, getting my hands into more things and just talking with more people. And also just enhancing our flow of communication here at the county and with the public itself, and just ensuring that everything's transparent and accessible.
Yes. Well, this is the first step, right? Being on our show, Good News Glynn, is really just an opportunity to do just that. Yep. Introduce yourself, and everybody can put a name to a face. Very exciting. We're so glad to have you on today. And we wish you the best of luck in your new position at Glynn County.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Join us again soon. Okay.
We'll have you back absolutely. Again. Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
let's start with you. Tell us about you and how you came to Glynn County, and then how you sort of have moved up now to Chief of Staff.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to. So my name is Tonya Moran. I actually came to Glynn County about 3 years ago. Prior to this, I spent 22 years with a software company, and upon my leaving, I left as the Vice President of Technical Support and Education. So I enjoyed my time in the public sector, but when I had the opportunity to come and work at the county and have this opportunity, it was just a wonderful opportunity to make a big change. Yeah. So I started just about 3 years ago as the assistant to the county manager, and loved that role. Different every day, just like now, and it keeps my job very exciting. But over the 2 years that I was working under Mr. Fallon as his assistant, the commissioner saw a need to kind of have someone help manage and be a liaison for their projects. And so about a year ago, they decided to change my role into Chief of Staff. And so as part of that, now one of the things that I do is I help to facilitate and manage specific projects in their districts. So they might bring me something that they'd like to focus on. And instead of them having to do legwork with staff or maybe other government agencies, things like that, I help facilitate that. So I work to just pull all the pieces together for them, do the research, and then give them a timeline on when we can give them feedback. And then we give them that feedback and ask for their direction for our next steps. And so it has really smoothed out the process for both, hopefully, them and staff to make the communication a little bit more smoother. It basically gives them, they still have interaction with each of the departments as they wish, but it kind of helps them have one point of contact. If they need something, they know. If they're out and about and they get a question, a lot of times they'll call or text and just say, hey, can you hunt this down for me? Or could you get me a meeting with this person? And it's really helped kind of smooth out the process a little bit. So that's been wonderful. And then you mentioned the strategic plan.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite parts of what I do. So another piece of what I do for the commissioners is I just aid in planning and implementing and directing projects that will achieve their strategic goals. So we actually have a strategic plan that we started in 2023, and it's a 4-year strategic plan that we'll be finishing up in 2026. And we have specific goals and objectives and initiatives that they wanted us to help make the better the county and help drive forward. So one of the things I have on a bulletin board, you can't see it because it's not quite in view in my office, but it says, how does this advance the mission for Glynn County that the board has set? And it just kind of helps anytime a project comes across my desk, whether it's a policy change or some sort of a community activity or something like that, that might be new to the county, I ask myself, all right, how does this advance the commission's mission? How does this get us moving forward or checking off a box on one of our initiatives? So that's kind of a fun thing to kind of figure out how those pieces fit together.
Yes. Wow. Such an important role. I mean, you have to have that person behind the scenes really orchestrating everything, really keeping it together in a coordinated, centralized, focused way. And it sounds like that's what you do. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you. It is. It's fun. And I mentioned the strategic the strategic plan. Another fun thing that is happening right now, we actually received a grant from ACCG to have an intern this summer. She is actually a senior. Her name is Celie Dever, and she is a senior at College of Coastal Georgia. She is a business and finance major, and what she's doing is we gave her a project, and I'm helping oversee her and mentoring her with this project, which is something I love. But she is evaluating where we are in our strategic plan as well as our comprehensive plan. They kind of run parallel and side by side, and there are several overlapping initiatives in them. And so she's doing an evaluation for us, working with all the directors, interviewing them, talking about where they are, and she's putting together, helping us start to put together our catalog or our final brochure that we'll have at the end of our strategic plan to say how we did. And we're about 18 months from finishing. We'll finish in December of 2026. So she is going to actually present as part of her internship project at the August 19th special called work session meeting. She will give to the public the findings of her project and be able to tell everyone where we are. So
wow, that's exciting.
it is for her and for us. So we're just thankful that we're getting to have this time with her, and that her project is going to help her get to really know county government and something she's interested in. So we're helping her advance in her education, but she's also getting to help us as well. So, and the strategic plan doesn't stop. I mean, she and I have already started talking, and we're getting things ready to, after she finishes the project, one of the things that she's going to work on is telling the commissioners that we're ready to start the next one. So it takes a while, about a year to actually pull together a strategic plan and have it ready. So we'll be ready to kick off one January 2027.
Wow, you forget it's daily what you're doing to coordinate, organize, structure, follow the mission, but it's also future planning.
Yes,
and how nice that you have a little help from Celie. Does she want to pop on camera and say hello?
Actually, unfortunately, she is actually with one of the directors right now, but she is excited to meet and be able to be with everyone. We televise those special called meetings, live stream them. So she will be there and excited to present to the public in just a few weeks.
Great. And maybe we could meet her another day too. She could come on the show or something.
Yeah, maybe possibly in August. Maybe she can be part of the August. August Good News Glynn.
That would be perfect, because it's like kind of going back to school, and she can talk about she's in school and the internship and all that. So yeah, let's plan that for August. So, okay. So tell us a little bit more about, there are a couple other things, Administrative Professionals Network. Do you want to speak about that a little bit?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So, when I came on as chief of staff, it was kind of a role that I didn't really, I wanted to wrap my head around and figure out how I could make it mine. And so kind of a little saying that I'll start a meeting with or something is that I'm everyone's chief. We have a police chief, we have a fire chief, we have a chief financial officer. I'm everybody's chief. So and what that means is I get the 10,000 foot view. I see things from the broad perspective of the entire organization, but then I also see it at the 10-foot view, which is one-on-one, maybe a group of 5, maybe a group of 20. So it's all encompassing, and I love that. So I get to be everyone's chief. And one of the ways that I did that was we started an initiative called the Administrative Professionals Network. And these are people that we did a year-long class. And these are people that basically when you walk into customer service or you walk into an office, they are those administrative secretaries, they're those customer service staff, they're those program analysts that you see. And so sometimes they're the ones that are kind of behind the scenes, like you said, just really running that department from that level and that interaction with the public. So what we did was we asked directors to nominate some staff in their department that fit that position. We pulled them together. A lot of other people, directors and different people, they have a lot of meetings, and these people are really at their desk a lot, and they don't necessarily interact with their peers or with other departments. So once a month, for 9 months. We pulled them together for 90 minutes, and they got to meet each other and talk about common things that were happening within their roles, maybe different departments, but they all had similar things happening, similar challenges, similar successes, things like that. We gave them some professional development. We brought in guest speakers. They actually worked on we found a common project that they all had that they had challenges with. It was actually an IT, a technical thing that they wanted to learn. So we had brought people in, we taught them that. They all graduated just a few weeks ago. We had a little graduation ceremony for them, and we're going to kick the project off again with a whole new group. But that group, at the beginning, they didn't know each other. And by the end, they were already making their own lunch dates, and they were already planning activities and talking about this year's Christmas party they were going to have together, and just really connected. And I think that's important, because with a group of, we have almost 900 county staff. And so sometimes it's nice to be able to just make those connections with your peers. So that was Administrative Professionals Network. And we got a lot of good feedback from that first class. So we're excited to do another one.
Wow, that is so cool. That's so exciting. That feels like something Google might do. Do you know, like that's a little more high end than just the county. I think that's great, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is wonderful to hear. Exactly. Okay, so awesome. What about the Emerging Leaders group?
So Emerging Leaders is so one of the strategic plan items, and it goes back to Administrative Professionals Network as well, but the commissioners and Mr. Fallon really wanted to have one of those things that retains staff. The historical knowledge that staff has, and the passion that they have for the community and the county. When we lose those people and they go on to other jobs or whatever, we're really losing something. So one of the strategic plan initiatives was to develop and retain county staff. And the way that we do that is by building our bench and showing people that they have a path forward. They can progress if they want to in leadership areas. So administrative professionals helped connect and gave them those ties and to help retain that group. Emerging Leaders is actually our way to build the bench for the next set of directors. We started we brought together 22 of their managers or division chiefs or captain level staff, deputy director staff, and we meet together. We meet once a quarter right now, and it's similar in some ways to Administrative Professionals Network. Those people work a little bit more together. They see each other a little bit more at meetings and things, but what we're really doing is training them to be the next level of management. So giving them things like conflict resolution skills, interviewing skills. We bring on motivational speakers and talk and try to help elevate their leadership, really. And so that at some point when myself or somebody in David West or somebody in IT, director of IT, when we retire or move on to our next job, there's already somebody in that position who we have helped build up, and we don't lose that knowledge because we're training them to step right in, and we're leaning into and investing in our staff, which I love.
That's great. I don't know if this is just a county thing or people are doing this across the board, across the nation, or the state. But anyway, great ideas and exactly the way it should be, because everybody who's working so hard wants to know they can move ahead or move forward. There's a place for them in the future, because if not, why wouldn't they leave? So yes. It's incentive to keep going and to be committed and loyal to their job and to the community and to the county.
Right. And I think it helps everyone. It's a you win, I win, we win kind of attitude. And right. So I think it also helps when we do hire staff to be able to tell them we have these kind of programs,
Yes.
and that we are going to invest in you, and we see potential for you just as you do for yourself. So
Yes, absolutely. That makes a huge difference. And that might be the difference of somebody saying yes to a job at the county or no,
yeah, absolutely.
So that's wonderful. Well, so you're the Charlie of Charlie's Angels, right? You're behind the scenes,
Yes,
making it all work.
I certainly try. There's so many people though that do. There's just so many people that do. And I honestly believe I have one of the best jobs in the whole world. I love my job, getting to come in every day and just be part of an amazing team. And so I'm happy to share what happens here. I think it will help, hopefully, our community see that we really do have a lot of wonderful public servants that are just out here doing their best every day, from the person who answers the phone in customer service to the assistant fire chief to the new communications director to the county manager, from whoever it might be, the maintenance person that's helping clean the ditches before the storm comes. It's all of those people. There are so many wonderful people that are out here working really hard for our citizens.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for saying that. It's that's why I always go back to, it's such an amazing team. It's Team Glynn is
Yes.
what I say.
Yes.
Team Glynn. And there is just this new, fresh, hopeful, optimistic sense of unity and enthusiasm, which is obviously across the board, throughout the county staff. So this is very exciting, and we are so thrilled to talk to you today. And you're a very important part of this show and of the county. So we're thrilled to see you today. Thank you.
Very sweet of you to say. And we really do. I couldn't do what I do without the support of the commission and Mr. Fallon. So it really, they allow this to happen. And so I'm very grateful. And thank you for letting me share. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Absolutely. We're thrilled. Yes, we've had so much fun on this show, meeting everybody, the commissioners, Mr. Fallon, and he's such a great leader, and as well as the commissioners. But it's great to hear from somebody a little bit more behind the scenes. It's always fun. So thank you again. And we hope to have you back, as well as Celie Deaver, right? Maybe she's back as well. So we look forward to that.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help in putting this together. And I'll look forward to seeing you the next time.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right. Well, thanks again, Avery. Hopefully you enjoyed talking to Brittany and Tonya as well. And we'll have the rest of the summer, hopefully is great for everybody here. We're still going to have the beaches are going to be open. We'll have the lifeguards out. We're going to make things as safe as possible, and just enjoy the rest of the summer. And next time we talk, kids will probably be back in school, so it'll be a little bit different.
Yes, absolutely. We'll look forward to it. Thank you again, as always.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. That's it for this episode of Good News Glynn. Stay tuned. More Golden Isles TV is coming up next.
RSM Classic is one of my favorite events of the year.
It's a phenomenal way to end the year, coming down here to St. Simons. I just think it's a slam dunk week. I love the golf course. I love the laid back vibe. Everybody's so nice and welcoming, and it just sort of adds to the experience of being here.